Parsley Waldman's Hair Center came to the rescue. Louisville and the Midwest premier hair treatment center not only gave me my hair back, but my self-confidence as well. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out how you can start your journey back to a full head of hair today. I can tell you firsthand, from the minute you walk in the door to the time you leave, you are treated as if you were in a 5-star hotel. And now that it's been a year since my surgery, I look back at pictures from a couple years ago. I don't even look like the same person. The procedure was an amazing success, and it has totally reframed my face. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out not only how affordable it is, but how you can get your hair back today. Visit hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com. And tell them Brandon Lang sent you.
Baltimore Ravens football plays here on ESPN Louisville.
Jackson throws across the middle to the goal line. Touchdown, Hollywood Brown!
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are back in action Sunday as they begin their playoff run against Derrick Henry and the Titans. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:30 with kickoff at 1 on 93.9 The Ville. Ravens football on ESPN Louisville is presented by Liquor Barn, Body Armor Sports Drink, and Molly Malone St. Matthews, home of the Raven.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
That's his game. They don't get back. Hayward's now look at his steal. Here's the steal. 3-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, my goodness. Marcus Maven. And you certainly are in love with him here in Louisville. Marcus in the open floor. Hops incredible. Here comes Maven off the steal. Oh, my goodness.
Get up, get up, get up, get up. Let's get ready for Marcus Maven. About midway to the midday with Marcus Maven. And you can call in, I lay back and just listen to Marcus Maven. So sit back and relax and watch Maven.
Break it down like this.
Woo!
Broadcasting live from the OPC Pest Services Studio. Time for Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville. Now, here's Marcus Maven and Steve Rummage.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Middays with Marcus Maven. 8150 93.9 is the number. 93.9 is the station. And people, I feel like we're going to have a terrific touchdown Tuesday. Steve Rummage in the building, Brian Hall in the booth.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. A lot to talk about today. We're going to get to some football conversation today, some uncomfortable conversation, and some exciting conversation. So we'll hit all that. Also, basketball game tomorrow night. A little bit of information there as far as yesterday. We found out some things from Coach Mack on the teleconference, and interesting take here from Packer and Durham this morning. So we'll talk about that, about how big is tomorrow's game.
Brian Hall in the booth. Brian, what's going on, my man?
I'm intrigued by the bad news. I know that we got two grad transfers yesterday, both from Georgia Southern. One, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like he's going to play receiver, but, you know, it's one of those Tutu Atwell projects where you take a quarterback and turn him into a receiver. But, you know, I'm excited. Things are looking up, hopefully, but I'm intrigued by the bad news. I'm wondering what that's about.
Well, I didn't say bad news.
Just saying uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable is the equivalent to bad in your world, Brian.
Well, it's unsettling. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, very much so. Brian Hall did something this morning, Steve.
Okay.
Actually, he did two things.
He did.
First of all, he brought us breakfast, y'all.
He did.
The producer brought your boys
Marcus
breakfast.
did it last week.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. It is smelling good. It's been a while since I had a McDonald's sausage biscuit. I am going to enjoy it. So
appreciate that, man.
So here's the thing. I'm behind Brian Hall this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right around the corner at the top, you can see the blue lights of the police.
Mm-hmm.
The way Brian whipped his car at the last minute, it looked like into the McDonald's parking lot. I was saying, you're avoiding that police car.
I kind of was.
But here's the thing. This is what I want Brian to also understand. And I'm going to ask this. First, I got to ask another question, too, about that light right there.
I do got to know what was happening when y'all passed.
All right, so there was a cop car that had somebody pulled over, a university police officer right by them.
I saw it too.
Okay.
I saw it too.
So I actually turned right before it and went into the McDonald's and went through the drive-through, came back around, and where the drive-through lets out, you would have to go back through that light and take a right. I circled back around the McDonald's and came out the other side, so I didn't have to pass the cop.
Did you see me go out? Did you see me pass you by?
No, I didn't even know you were behind me.
Okay, so Steve, we talk about these things, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was delegation related.
Okay.
But we make the jokes like you just passed the cops and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
The way Brian turned, when you see those videos of when the delegation sees somebody running,
yeah,
we run.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
You follow me through the McDonald's.
Listen, I saw Brian running.
Yeah.
So I run.
So I went that way. Yeah, sure.
But
I took a right at the light and I kind of went around and looked like, what are they doing?
Brian, at some point, I'm gonna want Steve's voice, his perfect voice right there where he said, I took a light. I took a turn to the right.
Yeah. Plus, it was a university. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, don't.
University cop.
No, we have utmost respect for all.
No, I do too. Me too.
But here's my thing.
I would totally say.
And I was telling Marcus this when we were coming up the elevator from the parking garage.
Did you see when it happened?
No, I just saw them. There
pulled up.
there was a woman in the front, and then there was a car behind her, and then there was a cop.
Okay.
So that light, it's one of those no turn on reds.
Sure.
But it's clearly like
no. Stop. That's what I was gonna say, Brian.
Yeah.
Give me your percentage, Steve, of you turn on red.
110.
You turn every single time on red at that light?
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what I was telling Marcus. I was like, well, I kind of like that. If I didn't go to McDonald's today, I might have been the one pulled over because I'm pretty sure that person probably I made the assumption.
No, Steve said they were already there before.
Yeah.
So
I think that one car was broke down. I think that's what happened, because then I think her mom, to me, it looked like the mom come and was helping, because she had her flashers on in the front.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it was just broke down, and the cop was pulled up there.
Okay.
Oh yeah. No, I
had thought that maybe the car was pulled over for turning right on red. And I was like, well, that could have been me if it was about a minute earlier.
Oh no.
Texters, right? Texters, right now. I want to know, how often do you break the law at the McDonald's red light? Because everybody needs to turn right 90% of the time.
Any red light that says you can't turn right on red, is just like, dude, I know I can't. If there's a gap in the cars, I'm going.
Yeah, and then I yell at people who don't.
Listen.
Yeah.
You and I would have a traffic confrontation.
Yeah,
and here's the thing. At some point, Steve, I think that's what changed my life. I think I was sitting at the light, and somebody honked at me, and I was like, from this moment forward,
yeah,
I vow. Listen, I think, you know what I'll say, Steve? The only time I do go is if there's nobody behind me. But if there's somebody, I'm definitely gonna sit right here and wait. And because I didn't like that somebody was honking at me, forcing me to break the law.
No, I know, but see right there at that light, there's the Brian Hall, because I've done that before. Like if the TARC bus is there or something, I just cut through McDonald's and go around.
Yeah, that's illegal too, isn't it?
Probably, but I'm like, hey, I don't have 20 seconds to spare.
Yeah, but if the cop pulls me over, I was going to get McDonald's, all right?
Yeah, right. Like, come on.
So listen, first texter says 100, second texter says 100% turn right all the time. I just be limit 100% of the time, because 100% of the time I cannot give.
That's hilarious.
I love when you pull up behind a car and when you're like the second car in line and you're sitting there waiting and you're kind of like betting on like, is this person going to turn or are they going to wait out the light?
I know.
No, I've decided that I just wanted to be that guy.
I'm like, boom.
Get up the way. If I see you,
Steve, I'm actually opposite of you. I feel worse when there's somebody behind me. When there's somebody behind me, I'm like, they're banking on me turning.
I know.
I'm going to turn.
I know. I'm like, yeah.
I'm not going to be forced to play ball at a red light. Man, I turn left or right. This is just a lawbreaker right here.
I know. Yeah. Look, everybody, I think I've got a lot of people. Yeah, but I'm like, dude, like that's one of those things to me. It's like, yeah, you turn around. Like if you're besmirching me for like you turn right on red, then you better your speed dial better never go over 1 mile,
right?
Because that is breaking the law,
right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like I don't come to a stop and I just treat it like a curve.
That reminds me real quick, y'all. My homeboy Mike. We were talking about speeding one day, right? And he's kind of an old man driver type, right? And his car at the time wasn't the most efficient on the road, but he had to get back and forth to work, and he was making it happen. So his wife just kind of got fed up and was like, "Can you drive a little faster?" Right? Which already, if my wife has ever told me to drive faster and it wasn't to get her to an event, or my wife or girlfriend, if she told me to drive faster and it wasn't just to get to an event, she just thought I was a slow driver, we might break up.
Oh yeah.
You would too? Like,
yeah.
Would you break up with a girl who told you to drive faster, Brian?
Let's say I wouldn't be pleasant afterwards.
Listen, another lady told me the other day, she said her man was changing the tire, right?
Yeah.
Was changing the tire on the car. And she went over there and picked up the tire and threw it in the trunk. I said, "You did what?"
I know.
She was like, "He got mad and I was just trying to help."
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute. I said, "Your man was changing the tire and you went and threw it in the trunk?" And she didn't see a problem with that. And listen, there's a lot of women right now, and this is funny that they're mad at me right now. And I'm like, ladies, don't throw the tire in the trunk. Thanks for your help, but just move out the way.
Yeah, no, I absolutely.
So which one is worse, speeding up or throwing the tire in the trunk?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I would not handle the speed up thing. Yeah, I'd be like, whoa, time out. Yeah, so no, absolutely.
Which one is worse, Brian? Her telling you to speed up or her throwing the tire in the trunk when you're in the middle of doing manly stuff?
I'm gonna say throw the tire in the trunk, because but see, my girlfriend knows that when I'm doing something like that, just to stay out of the way. Like, I got it. I'll take care of it. You just go do your thing.
Listen, if you're doing it wrong, is she supposed to tell you you're doing it wrong?
No, that would make me more mad than anything. I'm like, this is my job. I got this. I'll take care of it. You go over there.
Yeah. Yes. Listen, not Middays of Marcus Baby, home of toxic masculinity.
I know, absolutely.
And proud of it.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, no, I do agree though. This texter, I do stop at the red light because it is like I'm
use it as a stop sign.
Yeah, I'm not dangerous. I don't swing around because kids are walking back and forth and stuff. Yeah, I do stop. But and those the people at the McDonald's are really nice. I agree. Yeah. That it was a no turn on red. I was today years old when I found out it was a no turn on red.
No, that's not true. No, everybody knows that's a no turn on red.
Do you want to know something I've yelled? Now, not to the ones that are where it's the sign says no turn on red, but do you want to know one of my favorite road rage phrases? I'm like, in America, you can turn right on red. Like getting off at Shepherdsville.
Do you realize, Steve, that's like one of the worst things you can yell as a Bullitt County resident? Like, you fit every.
And I've got a truck now.
Every.
Hey,
after I put my dip in.
You know what made me feel good on Christmas night? I popped my tire and we're off on the side of the road and I'm changing it. And one of my cousins pulls up and is like, "Hey, you need some help?" And my girlfriend looks at him and goes, "Nah, Brian's super good at changing tires. They're super fast. He'll be done in like less than 5 minutes." I was like, yes.
Yeah. That's an awesome story.
See, and that's where I can't be pleased, because I'm like, you should have told him I need some help.
4 hands are better than 2. It's cold out here.
My wife reached over from the passenger seat and honked the horn. I about lost my. Oh man.
Wait a minute.
No, that's getting serious.
Is that worse than her turning your steak on the grill?
Oh God. We're getting into some serious arguments here. She was like, "Hey, I flipped the pork chops." What?
Don't touch the grill.
Yeah.
That's my territory.
Oh,
you seasoned the pork chops. I cooked them. We have a simple system here. Like,
So it works in our
Our
household.
entire
too.
marriage has been built
Yeah.
on the system of
I
trust.
know.
You flip my pork chops.
Yeah. You season, I cook. Season, cook. Yeah.
It's been going on since Adam and Eve.
Yeah. Everybody knows.
I married Charity, not Chad. Let me get to his phone line. Nate, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, my man.
Man, I got you said that the wife reaching over and honking the horn, man. There's been many dudes about got beat up because their girlfriend want to reach across and honk the horn. That's the no. But you guys are talking about wives picking up tires and doing manly things, and I just remember a story. Somebody who will not, I shall not name, but they host a radio show that's before yours.
Okay.
Also being in the truck, who was a person who was on a radio show before yours this morning. And these two grown men in one of their cars,
remember.
being on the side of the road with a flat tire, and both of them are looking for some woman to help them out because they don't know how to change the damn tire.
I remember that.
And I lost my mind. My whole head exploded. My wife might as well have honked the horn, told me to get in the truck. She was going to change it herself before these two grown men who don't know which side of the tire iron to hold on to. I mean, I offered both to send them both to like a man class, learn how to be a man. Steve, you talking the other day, you new truck, fancy little truck, whatnot. You got your little man card.
I heard
great.
you. I saw
Hey,
your
well,
message.
Look, I ain't gonna call you out on the radio. That's fine. I like your truck. That's all that. But you know, you get a man card and you get a truck, but you also ought not have said man card unless you know how to change the tire. I'm not insinuating that you don't know how to change the tire, but there are grown men that we know who don't know how to change the tire.
I totally agree, man.
Nate, I appreciate the call. It's disappointing.
Yeah.
to say the least. Sometimes. Okay. So where are we at in today's conversation, Steve? Where would you like to start?
Oh my gosh. Geez, where do we start today?
I
mean, I guess.
Is it too early to go right into that conversation, the uncomfortable conversation? We kind of set it up. Brian was wanting to do that. We can go Packer and Durham. We can go uncomfortable conversation. What do you think the people want, Brian?
I don't know. Well, we can put it up. Basketball, football.
Texters,
give us the text line,
38 31 93 9. Which way do you go? Brian, just guess which way are most of the fans going to go, basketball or football? We're going to wait for some texters. The quicker you text in, the quicker you can dominate which direction we go. So if you're dying to get in on basketball or football, you better text quick, 38 31 93 9.
I think basketball is probably the more elongated conversation that we would have, but I think that the fan base wants to hear a little bit about these two grad transfers first, maybe.
It's fair enough.
Brian, you got the pulse of the people.
You do. That was a good call, man.
There you go.
A lot of footballs.
I think we'll probably talk basketball the longest, but I think they kind of want to hear your all's opinions on those two guys real quick.
There's actually no basketball.
A lot of football, man.
Does that mean we're just happy with our basketball team?
I think so.
Who does? We have 15 texters
I know.
that all want to talk football.
I'm kind of surprised that.
You know, Drew said something. I shouldn't be surprised. You know what Drew said this morning? And we're talking about the guys returning.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Cole Bentley and, Robbie Bell. And he said, this. I used to say something. I used to say in Tennessee, people argue about the line depth.
Mm-hmm.
That was the difference.
Yeah.
You could have a radio show and talk about linemen in Tennessee.
Absolutely.
I thought about that when Drew said, we actually know all of our linemen. Or we know, without Mekhi Becton, we actually know 5 offensive line names. We know who we lost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's evolution in the football world. That's why when you look up here, we get our first basketball. Did that person want to talk basketball, or was he?
No,
just,
I think a lot. I think there's a lot of people that listen that want to hear, and we'll get to the basketball talk. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so they weren't just trying to be contrarian.
No. I think people. I mean, you've got a team that's right outside of the top 25, man.
Okay, so where do we go? Do we go uncomfortable? Do we go the grad transfers? I think we just talked about that last night. We didn't really get a chance to talk about it. No, we did talk about it during the show, didn't we?
The basketball conversation.
No, I'm sorry, the football.
Yeah. We talked about the grad transfers.
Okay.
Yeah, we did, and I don't think that's necessarily where we'll go today. Okay. I think that the grad transfers we're excited about. I like that. We didn't really talk about Wirtz. Mm. I like that move. Wirtz is a guy who will come in. He'll move to wide receiver. I like him moving to wide receiver. He's still an option as far as depth goes at quarterback. But
stop right there.
Okay.
Because I want to let that one. I'll drag us into this other world.
Okay.
The uncomfortable world. Okay. Everybody has been, it's fair to say, everybody has been a little antsy about our quarterback situation. I've said, even when I was talking about the Coach Satterfield rehabilitation project, one of my key points was everyone's antsy with you, Coach, in the quarterback situation right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we understand you have your confidence in your players, but the product we see just, like, we don't see the practice. It's kind of like a Mac thing. You know what I'm saying? So just like Mac, some things like become apparent over time.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as where we sit right now, we're mad at you as a fan base a little bit. Not mad at you. We're a little, agitated with you as a fan base. And this is at the time. At the time I made, these steps. One of the most important things was you got to get a quarterback. You got to get somebody intriguing for us to think about in the offseason.
Absolutely.
I didn't think Wirtz was that guy to raise any intrigue. Our scholarships are filled up. That our quarterback locker room is what it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if I say I'm going to be antsy about this quarterback room all season, how valid, how fair is that? How does that transfer? Because again, when you say depth, that's you saying he doesn't look like a guy to come in here and just run the quarterback position. You know what I'm saying? Like he's all into the wide receiver position.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's working out. Like he is bought into, hey, if I want to make the NFL at 5'11", it's going to be as a receiver.
Yes, he's in. He's all in on receiver. So so he's not going to be an intriguing conversation about any kind of quarterback play.
Mm-hmm.
A quarterback room is what it is.
Sure.
How do I get through my off season feeling like the same quarterback room is what it is, and not be is okay between now and the next season? Is there going to be anything that can get me excited about the quarterback play?
Yeah, I think so.
Is he missing out on quarterbacks?
Well, yes. And
okay, is that okay? If you say our coach is missing out on quarterback, and it might not be you, it might be just public perception we're talking about, or it can be you individually. Because I don't know if I feel like he's missing out on quarterbacks, or is it not a crop that really that we need here?
Yeah.
Is it not the type of quarterback? But I do know.
Yeah.
I do know at the rate we're going, I don't know how to get excited about Malik Cunningham's his flaws and his, he has his good things and his bad things, but it's like you're so wanting to make a big jump and you didn't see him make big jumps, so you're kind of like, I don't want apathy.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And that's what I think the biggest worry is. By the way, shout out Devin, 15th birthday today. Happy birthday, man.
Shout out Devin.
Yeah, happy birthday, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Ah, Devin. Oh, that's my Devin. Oh, boy, what's going on, Devin?
Yeah. A good shout out there, man.
Yeah, shout out Devin.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I listen. Here's the problem. I do think that what we've learned, because let's just talk about what we've learned, and then we'll look at some other things too. What we've learned is Malik Cunningham's your quarterback next year. Okay, that conversation's over. Your quarterback room right now is Malik Cunningham, Evan Conley, TJ Lewis, if he stays at quarterback, and the my guy from Trinity, the walk-on that they picked up,
Nathan McElroy.
Yeah.
Do you think TJ Lewis is going to stay at quarterback?
I think he's going to get a look some other places too. I think he'll get a shot though. But is he better?
We can agree though. So there's one scholarship open technically, I think, because of Williams not signing. Can we assume that that's going to go to a quarterback?
No, I think they closed that one with Wirtz. Even
though he's not going to play quarterback technically.
Yeah, I think. Well, no. I mean, I think that their scholarship number.
I know they're at 25, but that isn't that including Williams?
I don't know.
I think they have one spot left.
Jody, I was reading on Cardinal Authority, and he's saying they don't have any left.
Okay.
So I'll take his word, but I mean, you might be right on that. I don't know. But the point is, it doesn't look like they're going to get anybody else at this point today. So if that's the case, Cunningham's your quarterback. Okay. So like now let's live in that world, because it's like there's no sense in continuing to, okay, well, what if we do this? What if we do this? What if we do this? I mean, look, because I agree with you. I would have liked to have saw a quarterback come in that would have gave competition.
That challenges him for the quarterback spot, yeah.
Because to me, the one worry I do have is that there is no competition for him next year. I mean, he's the quarterback. I mean, barring, like Brian's talking about, barring somebody else coming in, there's no option there, really. I mean, Evan going to challenge him? No. You know, so Malik's the guy, and he knows it. Now, there's another side to that coin. Malik has a good name, okay, from high school football.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Because this is a great point.
Yeah.
Why is Coach Satterfield and Louisville having such a hard time getting in a quarterback to challenge Malik Cunningham for the job?
Yeah. Malik Cunningham has a good name in the South. He had a good name coming out. I mean, this is a kid that was a 4-star, had offers from LSU, had offers from, you name a lot of the schools, Florida State, the different ones down there.
Lavelle Boyd.
Yeah.
Lavelle Boyd told us a year ahead of time.
Oh, yeah.
I said, Lavelle, is there anybody? He was on the show, y'all. Wide receiver, one of the best possession receivers in Louisville history. We had him on the show. He said, Lavelle, give us a name. You know what I'm saying? Give us something to be excited about. Lavelle said, hey, man, there's this kid down in Georgia, I think committed to Louisville. Name's Malik Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
Said, watch out for that kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big-time player. And Lavelle did the camps. He did the P300 camps at the time. So he warned us about him and his reputation.
Yeah. So he has a good name. Now, as I make this point, let me be clear. So I don't want to deal with this on the text line. I'm not trying to sell you that he's going to be some superstar next year.
Mm.
I'm telling you why I think we're struggling to get a quarterback.
Mm.
Okay. Malik's got that name. Malik comes out. Malik's Alabama guy. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But Malik coming out, he comes into the system. He red shirts. He comes in, or wait, don't red shirt. He plays. He got his sophomore year, he wins 8 games. He's getting a lot of accolades. He comes out last year. His numbers are still good last year outside of the turnovers.
Right.
I think here's the problem. Guys just aren't coming. Guys just aren't going to come and compete with a guy who is now. Remember, we're talking the guys that were. Yeah, sure. If a Justin Fields transfers, I'm like, I don't give a crap about him being there,
right?
So it's we're looking at a guy who mid majors and stuff, and different guys that we've looked at are like, well, I'm not going up there and competing with a guy who's already been in the system for 2 years.
You know what else too? We are the guiltiest fan base on the planet of this, Steve. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I know our self-confidence and self-worth is growing just as fast as the program is,
sure,
if not faster. If you go type in, okay, Steve, I'll reach out to you. You're a grad transfer, or either grad transfer or transfer, right?
Yeah.
I reach out to you and I say, hey, this is Scott Satterfield from Louisville. Would you be interested in considering us? You know what I'm saying, for your transfer, right? And oh man, Louisville, yeah, coach. How's it going? Good. Scholarship, and you talk to him, and we have an explosive offense, and we're one of the tops in the nation, and we got returning wide receivers who are supposed to be all conference, and Coach Brown is defensive efficiency, and we think we got a good little product to put around you. We need a quarterback situation. Okay, well, coach, let me think on this. I'm gonna get back, let me get back right back with you.
Yeah.
Right.
And I know this would be Malik's 5th year, but I'm saying 2 years in Satterfield, because they're not going to care about what he did with Bobby.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thanks, coach. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You get off the phone. Mom, that was Louisville. They just called, you know what I'm saying? Talking about your grad transfer. Oh, really, honey? Who they got a quarterback? This guy named Malik Cunningham. Let me go to the highlights real quick.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, Malik Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
I dare somebody to type in Malik Cunningham highlights and say, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm not going there.
Right.
That's him. That's the coach. That's the guy that y'all talking about bringing in some. We think you can bring some good competition in for Malik Cunningham.
Yeah.
It's all good until you type in his YouTube and you say, because here's the thing. We're mad at him. Even when he scored. Think about this.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus Maben set y'all up for failure on this one. When Marcus Maben said, Malik should really just hand off the ball more around the goal line and inside the 20 to get the running backs to get more touchdowns, right? But now quarterback that wants to transfer, he puts in Malik highlights, and every time it gets around the 20 to 30, Malik's running these touchdowns in, hitting somebody with a fake move. See, because YouTube didn't show the 3 plays before, where he took a couple of tackles for losses or something like that. You just see him like, this dude got moves. He got a can't. What? No, you see him up the sideline of desperate, and I'm just talking about first glances. Of course, you can do some more research, and if you're bold enough to call the coach back and say, Coach, like, what do you think my chances are really playing over him? You know what I'm saying? Like, what don't you like about your quarterback? Well, he's kind of turnover prone, and sometimes he misses open wide receivers. He looks good, coach.
Yeah.
Looks really good on tape.
Yeah.
Every time we watch these games, commentator says, boy, they got one of the most explosive quarterbacks in the country. And we're like, but he turns the ball over too much.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
Which he does. I'm not.
Yeah, right.
I'm not. That's why I say this isn't a conversation for me to try to say, well, he's our guy, so here we're going to to make him.
Again, I'm being outside. I'm being outside eyeball.
Yeah. But we're trying to explain to people why maybe you're not getting a guy.
Yeah, outside eyeballs. And again, the transfer thing was kind of theoretical. What I'm saying right now is when you go on Packer and Durham, he's like, listen, as good as you are, living up to the Lamar Jackson legacy is probably the worst thing that could ever happen to you in your life.
Yeah.
Packer Durham says that. The game time starts. People, you're in for a treat. This guy, Malik Cunningham, is explosive. You blink and he's gone, right?
Yeah.
And they know that, but all we're waiting for is the turnover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we said it during the season, clean up the turnovers. We got a way different season, way different number.
Sure.
So yeah, point being, I could see how to your point, I could see how he could scare off a guy.
Yeah, no,
especially a transfer,
a mid-major transfer, which are the guys we're kind of looking at here. So I think that's again, like I said, an elite guy probably doesn't care. He's probably like, oh, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna take a job from him. But go watch it. Like you had a great point there. Go watch a Malik highlight film, and you're not going to see him throwing interceptions and stuff. You're going to see his highlights, and his highlights are very good.
And keep in mind, his numbers are good to match the highlights.
Look, absolutely. So last year, I mean, it was really the turnovers. That was it. Now it's a big deal. I'm not trying to say, well, if he doesn't have the turnovers, like I'm not doing the Kentucky thing. Like, well, we're 1-0 in our new season, or well, we would have been 9-3. No, okay, whatever. I mean, yeah. If he didn't have turnovers, but because he did have the turnovers, but that was the one thing we were angry at. Now he does miss some receivers here and there, I mean, so I'm not saying he's the greatest thing walking even without the turnovers, but his numbers are good, man.
Yeah, and how many teams take him at quarterback if he was transferring ACC?
Oh, probably quite a few. Yeah. I think he would be a guy
he would win out quarterbacking jobs at most other places.
Sure. Well, maybe. Quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody who has our kind of style.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not the traditionalists. He won't win.
Yeah.
But anybody who doesn't mind running.
Sure.
Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
So basically, I got the Kentucky Bourbon ready for all season next year because Malik Cunningham going to be playing quarterback at the University of Louisville.
Yes.
Because there's going to be a whole lot of games where you're going to give me a whole lot of headaches. I can already see that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lawrence, I appreciate the call.
That's why I say I'm not to the point where I'm selling Malik next year. I'm not to the point where I'm not going to admit I really, really like what they've added on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I like the receiving core. I like my running backs.
You like your line coming back.
I like my line with adding Hudson. I'm
Here's
not
the thing.
super thrilled.
We know we can win with Cunningham, but he doesn't build excitement because we're coming off of a rough year. So it's hard for fans to, in the offseason, get excited about another year with Cunningham next year after what we just saw. But we know that from 2 years ago, he's capable of being a good quarterback. So we're not really at that point where we're throwing in the towel and saying, oh, we're done for next year. But at the same time, we're not like overly excited about it.
No, I agree. I think Brian's first statement was spot on. I think it doesn't generate the excitement for the summer.
And no quarterback battle at your school. Like, unless you got a solidified, awesome quarterback, having no quarterback debate in the offseason is like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I'll tell you what, we'll take our first break. Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maven on 93.9 The Ville.
Steve Rummage here from 93.9 The Ville, and I want to tell you about Vitality Wellness.
All right. You got
weight loss program.
your headsets on? So this is the article that I was reading, and it comes from Matt McGavick. But he says this is the third grad transfer Satterfield has added, including the Brian Hudson, adding Louisville's 21 signees from the early signing period and outside linebacker Williams, who has yet to sign a national letter of intent. The Cardinals have a full 25-man class.
And whether you want to.
So does that mean that if we don't sign Williams, we could get one more?
And programs that can get you in a home for.
There's always a way, yeah.
Or more, it's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart.
I got you. I just wanted to see if what you guys took from that. Yeah.
And help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today.
Here's what you missed on the Diener Show.
We went into two different voodoo shops. The first one, we asked them for a curse, and they ran us out of the voodoo shop. Seriously. And that was like I said, like the most offensive thing ever. And then we looked up on our phones, like, why did that just happen? It's like, you don't ask for curse, you ask for blessings.
Weekday morning, 7 to 10 on 93.9 The Ville, ESPN 680 and 105.7.
Mark Ennis here, telling you about my friends at Bosch Lawn Care. For the past few years, I've trusted Bosch Lawn Care with my yard maintenance at my house. That's mowing, weed eating, trimming bushes, cleaning mulch installation, and much more. Get yourself out of hours of work in the yard when you could be kicking back and enjoying time with your family and friends. Call 833-2GET-CUT. That's 833-243-8288 or visit them online at BoschLawnCare.com. Trust the lawn experts I trust. They're professional, affordable. Bosch Lawn Care.
When you can't get to Double Dogs, bring Double Dogs to you. All you need to do is fetch and go. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure everyone in your family can enjoy their favorites. Now offering family-style dinner deals for a limited time. See our menu at www.doubledogs.biz and then give us a call to order. Come pick your order up curbside today at the Middletown Commons location. Take the night off and let Double Dogs do the cooking with Fetch and Go.
We're proud to partner with our favorite go-to caffeinated beverage, Focus. Not Focus with an F, but with a PH.
When the reality of COVID-19 hit, our friends at Focus donated over 200,000 cans of Focus to nearly 400 hospitals across the U.S. to keep those on the front lines fueled.
And good news, now you can find Focus at more Kroger's, Thornton's, Liquor Barn, and Party Mart, as well as all the usual spots like Rainbow Blossom, Heine Brothers, Paul's Fruit Market, and CVS.
Or save 15% when you use code ESPN15 at www.drinkfocus.com. Focus, Focus. Try it today.
I'm Ethan Moore.
And I'm Taylor Lynch.
Check out Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest-running all-U of L sports talk show, every Wednesday at 6 o'clock right here on 93.9 The Ville.
All the best local and national guests talking all things Louisville football, basketball, and recruiting.
Every Wednesday at 6 right here on 93.9 The Ville. And follow us on Twitter at Lville Sports without an O live.
And check out the website, LouisvilleSportsLive.net. Go Cards.
Have you been in a car wreck? Insurance companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
Tired of jumping from job to job? How about a career in a recession-proof industry where you can make a difference and help create a healthier living and working environment? The pest management industry gives you the opportunity to work with more independence. OPC Pest Services will give you a chance to grow with advancement. Come be a part of our team at OPC Pest Services. Apply online at opcpest.com/careers. That's opcpest.com/careers.
Get your engagement ring your way. Choose from the largest selection of unique ring settings and loose diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold craft, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 Pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
the direction of supporting us as well.
Yeah, no. Oh, no, it majorly is. So, yeah, we appreciate it.
Okay, well, we're going to have to put some kind of bow tie on that conversation without making it sound like the deadest.
Well, yeah, because I still think that there can be excitement for the next season. I mean, I do think.
Right, because if I told you, Steve, you said it before we went to break, we our focus ends up being the mole, the zit, which is not really a zit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of more like some other kind of blemish, right?
Yeah.
But if you said, take the way the defense was playing at the end of the year, the defense was playing good football.
They were.
You take that, you're adding your pieces, you're happy with the defense, you're happy with the guys you brought in, some good competition level, you know what I'm saying? The receiving core, you don't worry about your receiving core. You know you got speed.
I do think the defense will be better next year than they were.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you watched them get to where they could stop people.
Yeah.
Especially in the ACC. Now, national scale, it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But in the ACC, which your job is to try to win the ACC, you know what I'm saying? You have a defense that you feel like can stop these other teams or hold them a long time as long as you can put up some points.
Sure.
But I told you, you take the defense, you take the receiving core, and we get, guys that we need to get back here. We get our guys back. Offensive line who graded out well throughout the year.
Yeah.
Grad transfers added. You get your lines, you get your defense, you get your receiving core. You got a big time running back coming in to go with the running back you already got. That was looking really good. So your running back room is tough. And you just say, well, the only thing is the quarterback situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like but quarterback is still the most important.
No, it is. And that's kind of the thing, man. I think that we're going to be waiting it out just to basically over the summer. We know now that we need to start. You need to generate a lot of your hope that Malik improves on his turnovers over the, as opposed to
what does he need to do this offseason? Okay, Steve Rummage is running the Malik Cunningham training facility. What are you doing all offseason?
Oh man, I think his is going to be more film than it's going to be physical, man. Like he's got the tools, he's got the physical tools, and I mean, of course, I need you to still be working. You can always get faster. Bigger and stronger, all that stuff.
I got him in the weight room.
Yeah,
I got him in the weight room.
But I mean, we have just got to come up with something where there's more reads in our offense, where there's more, there's less because I think
quicker reads.
Yeah, I think some of his interceptions were because I think that the reads he had, I don't think were really reads. I think he kind of had set, we're going to this guy or this guy, and sometimes he made throws that showed that. And it was like, and I think there was a little bit of pressure on him to put it in certain places. So I don't know, man. Like, I think that's where just kind of changing that up a little bit.
Texas says Malik needs durability training. I want to ask you, is he, I won't say injury prone, or is he tough? Is he tough or is he
who? Malik?
Yeah.
I think Malik's tough. Huh? Yeah. I don't think Malik sits out.
Because I was gonna say we feel like he's always injured, but he's never like sitting out.
Well, how about this? You want something that can offset Malik's turnovers?
A good running game.
Mitchell, Cooley, Hassan Hall, those guys. Get this offensive line together, get a solid running game going. And man, I mean, that can really offset because I do think we're going to have a pretty solid defense. And if we have a good running game, man, I mean, that can win you some games.
Joe, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
What's up, fellas? Yeah, I mean, you guys are hitting all the key points there. I mean, I think one of the benefits that, you never want to say it's a benefit when you lose Tutu Atwell, but Malik was so locked in on throwing to that guy, that might be a benefit. Now you got to find some other guys out there to throw to and not get locked in on one particular guy like he seemed to do. I mean, I think the thing is Louisville fans, as far as excitement for Malik, you don't know where to go because, like you said, 2 years ago, and obviously in the bowl game and towards the end of that Satterfield first season, I mean, he was looking good. That's why we were so excited coming into this year. And then this year, it just seemed like, turnovers were a killer for him all year. He was locked in on one receiver, and just made bad decisions. So I think, again, as far as the quarterback room goes, I'm more just concerned for the future because, like, to me, Malik's done after next year, right? So, I mean, who else do you got? I mean, I think after next year, you're going to have to go out and get a top flight grad transfer and then recruit a guy that's going to be able to come in and sit a year under that grad transfer would be my guess. But, we're going to go through the whole off season and summer not knowing exactly what to expect because we got good pieces. Like you said, you guys mentioned defense is probably going to be better, offensive line, running backs, receivers, they got them. But again, the most critical position, Marcus, like you said, is quarterback. And we're all going to sit here and it's tough for a fan, but it's going to be a wait and kind of see mode to what he improves on. So hopefully he improves on the turnovers and doesn't get locked in on one guy. So that's just kind of my thoughts, guys. Have a good one.
Appreciate the call.
I do agree with Joel there a little bit. I will say my bigger worry isn't next year. My bigger worry is that there's no next guy in sight right now.
Right.
Wim said it doesn't look like you're going to get. Duffy just went to IMG. I don't know how to uncomfortably say it. I don't think you're going to get him. Okay. So yeah, it's like that kind of is what I hate about it. So I do agree with Joel on that.
I don't think somebody was doing better. Brian Hall plays out because I don't want to get sucked into one of these ridiculous discussions.
Nachos. Double Dogs will make sure everyone in your family can enjoy their favorites. Now offering family-style dinner deals for a limited time. See our menu at www.doubledogs.biz and then give us a call to order. Come pick your order up curbside today at the Middletown Commons location. Take the night off and let Double Dogs do the cooking with Fetch and Go.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville. Time now for an ESPN Louisville Sports Center update.
Good morning, I'm Brian Hull. The Sports Center update brought to you by Great Balls of Fire, your fireplace experts. GreatBallsOfFire.com. Breaking news came out last night that UK quarterback Terry Wilson has announced that he will enter the transfer portal and will take advantage of his final year of eligibility provided by the NCAA's waiver. Wilson has been the starting quarterback for Kentucky the past 2 seasons. Meanwhile, Kentucky seniors Quentin Bohanna and Drake Jackson have declared for the NFL draft. Moving on to the Louisville side, yesterday the Cards added athlete grad transfer Shea Wirtz, who was the starting quarterback for Georgia Southern for the past 3 to 4 years, as well as safety Kendrick Duncan, who also comes from Georgia Southern. Duncan was a first-team All-Sun Belt, and it has been rumored that Wirtz may be moving to wide receiver instead of quarterback for the Cards. Moving on to basketball ahead of tonight's game against Vanderbilt, UK assistant Bruiser Flint addressed the struggles of B.J. Boston in yesterday's press conference.
He's played better defensively. He's done some rebounding, which we've been asking him to do. The things that you learn as a freshman, community.
That's fine.
Better. We just hoping that he has a breakout game and making some baskets.
Be sure to catch the UK postgame show immediately following the game on our sister station, ESPN 680. The 7-1 Louisville men's basketball team continues to prepare for their matchup against number 19 Virginia Tech tomorrow. The Cards will host the Hokies at the Yum Center. Tip-off is set for 6:30. You'll be able to catch that on the ACC network. And last but certainly not least, the number 2 ranked Louisville women's basketball team is set to host Tennessee Martin today. That game is set to tip off at 2:30 at the KFC Yum Center. Keep it locked here. Middays with Marcus Maben is next. This is Sports Center.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider and are only available if the provider determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. You pay just $30 for a month's supply. And right now, get your first online doctor's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/real. That's right. Free, zero copay, no expensive appointments, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. Hims connects you to doctors online who can evaluate you and, if appropriate, prescribe your ED medication. And a pharmacy sends it right to your door. Hims makes it affordable, private, and incredibly easy. Nobody likes dealing with ED. Now, thanks to Hims, nobody has to. And that's really good news. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/real. That's forhims.com/real for your free online visit. forhims.com/real.
Hi, I'm Steve Mercer. Join me on 93.9 The Ville or the ESPN Louisville app every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. to discuss outdoor living and gardening. Each week, we will be discussing how
good to go in about 20
living space and discuss all things involving gardening. Check out our website, www.prestongreenhouse.com for more information.
Something on your mind? Hit us up on the UPS Jobs text line, 3831-939.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
Temperature control is one of the most valuable resources one can have. If you agree, then DFH Company is the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Inquire about their Mitsubishi Mini Split for that hard to heat, Hard to Cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222, or look them up online at dfhcompany.com.
Also, the NFL playoffs kick off this weekend as ESPN Louisville's once again your home of Super Bowl 55 and the exclusive home of the Baltimore Ravens and Indianapolis Colts. Saturday, we're going to have the Colts and Bills. It's going to be on both stations. We'll have the Colts feed on ESPN 680 at noon. We'll have the Westwood One feed right here on 93.9 The Ville. So if you want to hear a little more of a national feed, you can do that. Also, we'll have Rams at Seahawks on ESPN 680 at 4:30. Bucks at the Washington football team, 8 o'clock on ESPN 680. And then Sunday, we'll have Ravens Titans on ESPN 680, 105.7. And Ravens Titans will be right here on 93.9 The Ville. Then Bears Saints at 4:15 on ESPN 680. And Browns Steelers at 8 o'clock on ESPN 680. And Colts football on ESPN 680 is presented by BJ Heating and Cooling and Coyle Chevrolet. BetRivers.com, Indiana's hometown sports book. And if you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Also, Lamar and the Ravens are presented by Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Body Armor Sports Drink. Only you can. Available at Kroger. And the Raven, Molly Malone's at St. Matthews, the official Lamar bar all season long. The NFL playoffs on ESPN Louisville are presented by Caesars Southern Indiana, Papa John's, and UPS Jobs.
Which AFC wildcard upset is most likely?
Oh, it's got to be the Ravens, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but they show like all of Lamar's like worst throws.
Yeah. I mean, Browns, Steelers, maybe. I did watch Stone Cold's he has a show. It's called like Straight Up Steve Austin, or it comes on after Raw sometimes. And Baker Mayfield was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Did kind of soften me a little on him. I was like, I don't know, man, he seems kind of like a pretty fun guy.
The Ravens versus Browns game, I saw after I watched it. I'm like, I've been too hard on.
I know. I was kind of like, he's a pretty cool dude.
Look, I mean, he was just a kid, right?
I know. But then kind of hearing his stories and stuff and kind of how he grew up. And I was like, man, dude, I've been rough on him, man. He's an all right guy, man. So anyways, that was fun.
Yes.
But yeah,
I
love the NFL playoffs though. So I'm all in.
So your weekend is like,
I'm all in. Yeah.
Action.
I can't wait. I got Louisville basketball. I've got NFL playoffs.
What time is the Saturday game?
4 o'clock.
Louisville's game is 4 o'clock on Saturday.
4 o'clock.
Get me up in the morning, get it over with.
But look, we can't even remotely start to talk about Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was just talking about kind of doing the weekend thing. Okay, Packer and Durham.
This morning they put out their ACC power rankings.
Packer and Durham put out ACC power rankings. Okay. Did he do it by sides or just overall ACC power rankings?
Just ACC power rankings.
Okay.
Packer has Louisville at number 4.
Okay.
Durham has Louisville at number 7.
Okay.
Both have Virginia Tech number 1
in the power rankings. From what they've seen, they think that Virginia Tech is playing the best basketball in the ACC.
So my question to you is, tomorrow night, if Louisville, and to you, Brian, too, as well. I mean, I was looking at you also, but I guess I can acknowledge that he's a human being.
And open it up to the phone lines. 8150-93.9. If Steve gets your imagination started, like go into your brains on this one if you can. 8150-93.9 or 3831-93.9. I'm listening.
If Louisville beats Virginia Tech tomorrow night, down 2 starters, or at this point plays a pretty good game, but you're like, man, they needed one little thing over the hump. But I'll stick with beat. If they beat this Virginia Tech team, who is top 20, and ACC network guys are saying is the best team in the ACC, man, where do the expectations go for ACC?
I don't know if I'm ready to attack that one like the way you're doing, because I think we would be doing that Wisconsin thing, right?
Okay,
the pre-Wisconsin thing. When we found out when Carlik Jones wasn't going to play,
right?
We still kind of had the what if David Johnson by his like we were like what ifing ourselves to death. Like, what if David Johnson dominates against Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Without Malik, without Charles, now without Carlik, and then it took 2 seconds to say that was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, on Tuesday, January 5th, I'm scared to put an expectation out there like that because it is still my babies. And I don't want to start like the things that I compliment them on, locking in for multiple possessions. Like the things I'm happy about are not yet like top 15 team stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're learning how to get wins right now.
Yeah.
Most of the things we talk about, Steve, we're excited because we're projecting improvement, but they're not good. You know, they're not. I mean, they're a good team, but they're not anywhere near where they're going to need to be later on in the year.
No, I agree. But I mean, if you watched Virginia Tech, I mean, let me read you these lists. Packer has Virginia Tech, NC State, Clemson, Louisville. That's the top 4 teams in the ACC right now.
Is what?
Virginia Tech, NC State, Clemson, and Louisville. You don't think Louisville can beat any of those 3 teams ahead of you?
NC State barely beat Boston College.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, behind you, he has Florida State, Syracuse, Duke, Virginia.
Did we just play good against Boston College?
I mean, maybe, probably. But to the point, Durham, Virginia Tech, Clemson, NC State, Florida State, Virginia, Syracuse, Louisville. So it's not like it's just like they're making stuff. I mean, they're consistent with their picks here. And if these are the top teams, I mean, I think, man, I don't know. I think I'm starting to, again, now, if you win,
Steve.
like I think like I mean because like look, I'm a fan. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about like, well, if they lose. I want to talk about if they win. I want to talk about if they lose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if they lose, we'll figure it out after that.
Okay, maybe are we in win-loss category? Are we not allowed to talk improvement right now? Because when you're 7-1,
yeah. No, you're 7-1, but see, the caveat we have is we're missing 2 guys that are starter caliber. We're not missing 2 guys at the end of the bench. It's like, well, they'll give some nice little depth. Malik and Charles are starting if they're not injured.
We start a freshman wing.
Yes. Like, I mean, and a freshman center. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're starting a freshman wing and center right now. So we're allowed to play the projection game still, the improvement game, because, like I said, I mean, Charles and Malik are in the starting lineup if they don't.
So
get
that's
hurt.
why it's not even important to talk about losing it.
Right.
That's your point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of my point, because I mean, if you lose, you're going to say, okay, what are we going to get?
Yeah. What do we get exposed doing?
Or what are we getting back here over the next month or so that's going to help us beat them the next time we play them? But if you win it and you go beat the team that right now is the number 1 projected team in the ACC without 2 starters, you start to ask, are we the best team in the ACC?
And by the way, Coach K is looking suspect to me.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there.
He knows his team ain't any good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows his team's not any good.
And without a full summer of working out together. I agree, but I know a lot of places everybody's kind of dealing with that. That's the only reason I haven't. But we could have been better too, you know. So yeah, no, I agree with you on the Coach K thing. Yeah.
Okay. So if you beat Virginia Tech, you will feel like you are top what in the ACC?
Oh man, this texter right here says, I think if you beat Virginia Tech, I believe Louisville is a lock for a top 4 seed in the NCAA tournament, which I think if you beat this Virginia Tech team, nothing below top 5 in the ACC for me.
Little side note, Luke Hancock just came out with his power rankings for the ACC network. He has Virginia Tech number 1 in the ACC right now.
Yeah, but he loves Virginia Tech, so he's a homer.
Say nothing he says counts. No, I'm curious. Who did he have behind him? Or is he just got them number? Is it just that?
So he's got Virginia Tech number 1. He's got Clemson number 2. He's got NC State 3 and Louisville 4. Florida State 5, Syracuse 6, North Carolina 7, Virginia 8, Pittsburgh 9, Georgia Tech 10, Duke 11, Notre Dame 12, Miami 13, Boston College 14, and Wake Forest 15.
Okay. I was truthfully curious.
Wait, what did he have? Notre Dame and Georgia Tech?
Hold on one sec. He had Notre Dame as the 12th ranked team and Georgia Tech as the 10th ranked team in the conference right now.
He must really think Kentucky sucks then.
I think most people do. Yeah, I think most people do.
I'm just playing with y'all.
But I mean, man, it just I just think it's okay to start. The more I watch this team, I mean, in the way I've watched them play defense, I think it's okay. We're in January now.
Coach is out for Stefanski's out for Cleveland for the game.
Oh.
Yeah, you missed it. It was breaking news, yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Listen, I mean, it's January. I'm looking at yesterday. Now I'm starting to see projections. I'm starting to see Louisville as a 4 seed. I'm starting to see now. I'm reading, the tournament's all up in Indiana. These are we're starting
to become real.
To be reminded, oh yeah, there is a tournament, and Selection Sunday is going to happen, and the tournament is going to happen, and we're coming around this corner, and we're pretty good. And that's why I say, I mean, if you win this one, man, tomorrow night, I think the expectation becomes, hey, guys, let's start looking at some bracketologies. Let's start looking at the ACC tournament. Okay, what's it lining up to look at? Like, a lot of that's going to start to happen because I do think you're really good defensively. I mean, now I don't know if they're going to win tomorrow night. I don't even know if the spread's out or what yet. Brian, could you check that out and see if there's a spread for tomorrow night? I don't even know if there is or not yet. I don't know if they win, and I don't know if they have to win.
What do you think the spread would be?
I think it might be Louisville.
It's gonna be Vatech 3. Vatech 2.5.
I think it might be Louisville 1.5.
Virginia Tech 2.5 to 3.
But
come on, Brian.
It probably is.
Come on, Brian.
I don't know. But yeah, no, I do. I think, man, I think that again, it's not one I feel like you have to win tomorrow night. It's one I would like to see you play really well. I would like to see Virginia Tech have to beat you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I want to see Virginia Tech have to beat you.
No spread yet.
No spread yet.
No,
Okay. I'd like to see, I don't want to see a game where you kind of get a little, not disheartened yet, because again, you still do have the caveat of 2 starters being out that are going to be at full health come tournament time.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a little like, if Virginia Tech come out and beat up on you. Because then I'm like, man, Wisconsin beat up on me.
Okay, beat up on me like a Withers thing, or beat up on me like overall?
Just overall. I mean, because they're 19th in the country. And look, Virginia Tech has beaten Villanova. Like, I think they beat Clemson head-to-head.
I did have a scare.
Yeah, I mean, so Virginia Tech, it's very warranted. It's very warranted. So
Do you know who they played first?
I'm listening.
Hold on. Let me make sure this date is right. Let me make sure this year is right. No, it's not. Ooh, I almost made a big time mistake. Never mind. Brian, do we have a Virginia Tech basketball schedule? Can you bring that up? Because I want to know.
Yeah, absolutely.
What they've actually been through. Yeah, that was going to be really funny. So there is no pressure of judgment. Just can't get beat up. Like I said, blown out.
We got it. We're ready whenever.
I'm ready.
So you want me to roll through all their games?
Yep. Give me scores.
So game 1, they beat Radford 77-62.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2, they beat number 3 Villanova 81-73. Then they beat that was at home. Then they went on the road and beat South Florida 76-58. They came back home and beat VMI 64-57. They went on, at home they got beat by Penn State 75-55. Then they came back and beat Clemson at home 66-60. At that time, Clemson was ranked number 19. Virginia Tech beat Coppin State 97-57. Then they beat Longwood 84-58. And then they beat Miami, Florida at home 80-78. They have they have only played on the road one time, and that was at South Florida when they won 76-58. Worst loss was the Penn State 75-55, but the biggest win was Villanova at home. They beat them 81-73.
Texter says, and I'm going to take Texter's word for it here. Texter says Sagarin has Louisville -5.5. Not Sagarin. I mean, it's not Vegas or anything, So.
Yeah, but I'm going to be a Bob Valvano now. Sagarin.
I know. Like that. Sagarin's the one.
Yeah.
But okay. I mean, even if this, play it like that's the case. If Louisville really is, if Sagarin or Ken Palm, I don't know what Ken Palm has them at, but if Sagarin or Ken Palm have Louisville winning this game, like I go back to now. Here's the thing. This is right now. I do think, I don't care what the rankings say. I do think that Virginia is still the best team. I do think that, I think some of these teams will
be on the low,
even themselves back out. Yep. So I'm not, but I mean,
listen, Florida State at the end of the year to me is going to be.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, Florida State.
Me too. Like Florida State, to me, Florida State, I don't think Duke's all that great.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think they're all that good.
The two teams I don't really want a part of are Virginia and Florida State.
I agree. I think, and Clemson's good too. Amir Sims, big time player.
I'm Louisville though.
I got a
little bit.
That's how I feel. I'm like, yeah, but we should be Clemson. So whatever. But to me, Florida State and Virginia are still the two that I'm kind of like, okay, that's the two best teams. But it was still, even if Louisville's being projected.
What time is the game tomorrow?
6:30.
We start at 6:30.
Mm-hmm. But if Louisville's being projected to beat them, then what's that say about Louisville? What's that say about Louisville's basketball team?
We need a quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 939 The Ville.
Now that turning on the heat in your home is a common event, if you're not sure your heating system is ready for the winter months ahead, it may be time to call who we call at the station DFH Company. Heating and cooling has been their family business since 1935. This month from DFH, you can get 18 months special financing on qualified Trane comfort systems from the DFH Company. It's hard to start up a Trane, and it's hard to not call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Have you been in a car wreck? Insurance companies can be really tough to deal with on your own. I'm Sam Aguiar, and our team is here to help. We have been fortunate enough to represent thousands of people from Kentucky communities, and we would love to speak with you about your potential case. Our team loves what we do. The consultation for you is free, and we don't charge you anything unless we win the case for you. So come be a part of our team. Our phone number is easy, 502-888-8888. 502-888-8888.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
The thing with Samuel Williams is I think he doesn't know like what his own bread and butter are. He doesn't know, all right, I can do this.
Yeah.
Like David Johnson's like, okay, look, if all else fails, taking your ass to the basket. I know what Sam is good at, and I don't think Sam knows what Sam is good at. They're like, all right, this thing breaks down, I'm good at this.
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The Ville.
We're proud to partner with our favorite go-to caffeinated beverage, Focus. Not Focus with an F, but with a PH.
When the reality of COVID-19 hit, our friends at Focus donated over 200,000 cans of Focus to nearly 400 hospitals across the U.S. to keep those on the front lines fueled.
And good news, now you can find Focus at more Kroger's, Thornton's, Liquor Barn, and Party Mart, as well as all the usual spots like Rainbow Blossom, Heine Brothers, Paul's Fruit Market, and CVS.
Or save 15% when you use code ESPN15 at www.drinkfocus.com. Focus, DHOCUS. Try it today.
When you can't get to Double Dogs, bring Double Dogs to you. All you need to do is fetch and go. With choices like Black Angus burgers, wings tossed in homemade sauces, and dog bowl nachos. Double Dogs will make sure everyone in your family can enjoy their favorites. Now offering family-style dinner deals for a limited time. See our menu at www.doubledogs.biz and then give us a call to order. Come pick your order up curbside today at the Middletown Commons location. Take the night off and let Double Dogs do the cooking with Fetch and Go.
Something on your mind? Hit us up on the UPS Jobs text line, 3831-939.
Baltimore Ravens football plays here on ESPN Louisville.
Jackson throws across the middle to the goal line. Touchdown, Hollywood Brown!
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are back in action Sunday as they begin their playoff run against Derrick Henry and the Titans. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:30 with kickoff at 1 on 93.9 The Ville. Ravens football on ESPN Louisville is presented by Liquor Barn, Body Armor Sports Drink, and Molly Malone St. Matthews, home of the Raven.
Here's what you missed on the Diener Show.
Do we sell the German roasted nuts at Papa John's?
We definitely sell them at the Yum Center.
I think they.
But the smell does not overtake the Yum Center like it did.
Yeah, Freedom Hall. I don't care what Andy says. Go cook those nuts right now. Go cook the nuts.
You got to cook the nuts.
Cook the nuts.
Make
it smell like the nuts.
For the smell.
Yeah,
only.
that's it. Like make it smell like what's it smell like? My childhood.
Weekday morning, 7 to 10 on 93.9 The Ville, ESPN 680 and 105.7.
When you are buying or selling a home, you have a ton of questions that need to be answered. Well, what if I could answer those questions with 3 simple words? Call Josh Jarbo. Josh specializes in residential real estate, getting buyers the home of their dreams and sellers top dollar for their home with the best negotiating skills in the industry. And if you tell him you heard about him right here, you'll receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. So contact Josh Jarbo today at 502-216-7590 or joshjarbo@remax.net.
Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Hi, I'm Steve Mercer. Join me on 93.9 The Ville or the ESPN Louisville app every Saturday morning from 8 to 9 a.m. to discuss outdoor living and gardening. Each week, we will be discussing how to create your outdoor living space and discuss all things involving gardening. Check out our website, www.prestongreenhouse.com, for more information.
Something on your mind? Hit us up on the UPS Jobs text line, 3831-939.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
because something happened a couple of seconds ago and something happened last night. And it's all like, I owe our listeners a huge apology. Actually, not a huge apology because I'm still think I'm on time enough to say this. I need you to go just be a producer
Just
and
go
say,
get Steve.
yeah, please get Steve. It's
Okay.
like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, what could you possibly be doing? I think I might have just changed the future of the Louisville football program. Actually, somebody contributed to me being able to change the future of the Louisville program. I'm sorry, Steve, did I disturb you?
Yes. Having good football conversation in the back.
Oh, so we got some other football minds in here?
We do.
Like who?
Andy. He knows some football. I just don't agree with anything he says about it, but he does know it.
Okay, so something, read those first because something just happened,
okay,
Steve, that I'm so excited to tell you about. Normally, I would not care that you were in another room doing. I would be running the show.
Okay,
but I just saw something that got tweeted, and it just made me want to like, well, that's our job.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Playoffs. You want to talk about playoffs?
Supposed to do it in the voice, Steve. You're going to get us fired.
That's okay. Yeah, that's right. Football playoffs start this weekend, and there's no better place to get in on all the action than DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. If you haven't checked out the app yet, there's no better time to sign up and start cashing in to celebrate the most exciting time of football season. DraftKings is giving you a chance to double your money. All it takes is for one touchdown to be scored during Saturday's football games. That's right. Once you opt in and place your bet, all you have to do is sit back and wait for a touchdown. It's pretty solid. While we're excited for football, let's not forget the 2021 basketball season has kicked off, so head to the app now to check out all the DraftKings daily odds boost. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code WLCL when you sign up and have a shot at doubling your money if a touchdown is scored in one of Saturday's games. Go WLCL for new players to get a shot at doubling their money for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You must be 21 or older. Indiana only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
So, Steve, what were you doing last night at about 10:40? First of all, people, Steve and I may owe you one of the biggest apologies on the planet, but maybe not. But maybe. We may have done the world a huge disservice, big time disservice. Steve.
Okay.
Roughly 10:45 p.m. January 4th.
Uh-huh.
What were you doing?
I was on a live stream.
Okay, and people, this is not shameless promotion. A lot of conversation happens on this live stream that is really, really good. So this is not me like trying to shout out the evening stuff, okay?
Yeah.
You're on a live stream.
Yeah, I was on a live stream with you, Marcus Maben. We were chatting about just sports stuff of the day, grad transfers, Mr. Basketballs, just all this stuff. And we were joined by Michael Bush.
It's a pleasant surprise.
Who was just watching along and jumped in. And then we were joined by Tick Rogers, who's just watching along and
that's nice.
Chatting along. And it was some phenomenal conversation that was had.
What if I told you, Steve?
Okay.
Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage were on a live stream at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if I told you the best running back in the history of Louisville was on the live stream? What if I told you the University of Louisville is currently in search to replace a running backs coach? What if I told you, Marcus, if you don't put it out to the universe, that you better put a call in to Michael Bush just to show the listen? Or is Michael Bush got the Marcus Maben disease? Like, dude, I can't tell you how to do that. Like, if you can't do that, then you suck. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you make Michael Bush your talent evaluator? Like, yeah, he don't got it.
Yeah, no, Michael Bush. I don't know that he would be interested in that.
Right. Yeah, of course we're just like, why should, T-Truth is the one I think tweeted it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, we had him on the show last night. We should.
Yeah.
He'd be good for recruiting purposes for sure, if nothing else.
Locally for sure.
Yeah, no. Well, and actually it was funny because when he jumped in the conversation, so he's sitting there watching, and what made him jump in was and it was actually basketball conversation. He was like, we have to get some more high caliber players in the city that are going to Louisville. And that's what made him
he
go.
was really serious about
Caleb Glenn, because he's over there watching Mayo, his former alma mater right there.
That's what I say. And that's what we got.
He was dead
about.
serious.
I was like, Glenn, Sisk, Washington, like these kids that are here in the city. I'm like, there's a crop coming that they all need to be playing for Louisville basketball, assuming they don't just want to leave. I'm not going to fault the coach for missing a guy that's like, dude, I'm not staying here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was what made him, as he was watching, made him go, you know what, I gotta let them know. Like they got to get some more one and dones, man, and from the city or top caliber players from the city.
And it was different coming from him because he knows how hard it is to get them too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But also I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, no, you got to do this. Like, you have to do what you got to do for the program to be this caliber.
Yeah.
You think he could coach running backs? Could he coach what he brings to the table? Brian, I'll ask you. Can Michael Bush coach a running back to do what he does?
I get what you're saying, because some people just are so talented that they don't really know how to teach it. They just know how to do it. But I think Michael Bush is one of those guys that could. I think he's a guy that, he's been to the NFL. He's had adversity.
Michael Bush still looks like he's in the NFL too.
Yeah.
He still looks.
Here's the thing. I think the what he brings to the recruiting world, especially with the local kids, the Kentucky kids who will all remember Michael Bush or at least know of the name, would be worth it in itself. And the thing is when you're that talented as he was, you gotta have. You don't just go out there and out talent NFL players. So there's some kind of he knows what he's doing enough to be able to get those running backs going. And honestly, it's one of those things where if you're worried about him not being experienced with coaching, the staff that we have put together at the University of Louisville is great to learn under, and not that he's going to be falling behind or lacking, but other guys can pick up the slack and kind of help him get up to steam where you kind of got like diamond in the rough that you bring him up. He's never coached before, but at the same time, you get him in there. He knows what he's doing. And in a year or two, he's a good running back.
Yeah. Like, I would not worry about a guy who did all his years in the NFL not being able to coach. He did multiple teams, multiple personalities, multiple adjustments.
Dealt with adversity.
Yeah.
I'll present to you Colby Smith.
Were we his first?
No, he was with
WKU.
Bobby at WKU. Yeah, but Colby Smith was an excellent coach, and I think Michael Bush would be along those lines.
He knows the game way too much. He knows how to tell you turn it up. He can tell. He has his eyes that he can pass along. Yeah, like you said, we're not saying that he would be interested in it or something, but I would definitely say put a feeler out there and see if he wants to be a liaison. See if he wants. See if he wants to.
No, well, even if you don't hire him as running back coach, man, I'll tell you what. And like I said, this is totally. We have no idea if there's something he's even there, but he is going to come in soon. He said, so we'll ask him. I'll ask him if he wants to
go with like offensive analysis or analyst.
Yeah.
Or something.
I'm like, man, I get him on staff as a recruiter, man, as something.
Yeah,
like,
your local recruiter.
Yeah, as somebody who can go around here, who is a legend around here, who is someone who when we think of the best players to play at Louisville, that is a name that's going to come up because of what he brought to the city or to the team, what he brought, from the city. So yeah, I think that would be a huge
and
deal.
He work the golf course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
but it was pretty good though, man. When you start to realize, man, a lot of people on those lives are listening in and jumping.
Brian, Steve started blushing when Bush came in?
Oh man,
no,
dude, I'm telling you, dude.
Listen, he fanned out a little bit.
Yeah. Listen, I'm like, man, I'm sitting here with.
But like Steve's dates of impressionability of athletes line up.
Oh yeah,
with Michael Bush being, what I'm saying? Like you're the peak of sports.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean that was my right through middle of high school. When Bush and
he's the gold standard.
Yeah. So
well, it's one of those things where like working in this business, you kind of you get over the starstruck phase a little bit just because of the people you see, but there's still that core handful of guys that just like for whatever reason meant more to you or for or you were a bigger fan of or whatever, and I'll still get starstruck for a handful of people.
Yeah, just like I said, running into Scotty Thurman overseas, it was just like it messed me all
and
up.
Sometimes it's not even starstruck; it's just respect.
Yeah,
man.
okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean it's just respect that it's. No, we're not giving away Pete. Pete's my guy,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Pete has his own. Pete's the guy that makes the he makes the machine run, man. So yeah, no, he ain't going nowhere. But I
hope you're being sarcastic with
they were, I think. Yeah, they were. Yeah, but no, it's just I do think, man, getting Mike involved would be awesome. But again,
put Mike under
he
Pete.
They went Ken Bush help Cunningham transition from y'all.
They have all these weird titles like director of high school football operations. You could just put some title on.
Look, Mike's probably listening. Like y'all, there ain't no way I would get involved with coaching. That's a 365, 24/7 job.
A job.
And
well,
I'm
let me tell you
very
this.
happy.
So I have a family member who is currently the wide receivers coach of the Cleveland Browns. And he started out in college and he compared college to professional coaching. And he was like, you want the truth? He's like, it's easier to coach in the NFL. He was like, because when you're in college, you're working 365 days a year. He's like, when you're not playing, you're recruiting. And he's like, you're always on the road. You're traveling. He's like, in the NFL, we travel for road games, and he's like, then we're home. And then he's like, we actually have an off season where I get to go home and spend time with family. And he's like, I don't get that when I'm in college. College is 300, like you said, 365 days a year. You were recruiting on the road.
Yeah. So I don't know, but it was good having him last night, man. It's good. And Tick Rogers in there just chatting. You're like, dude, these are the guys I watched.
Tick Rogers, he basically wants to let y'all know that Sam is gonna be the man he's supposed to be.
Yeah. He really backed Sam last night, man. I was like, okay, all right. I'm with you, man.
Do you trust that one?
Do I trust Tick Rogers' basketball mind? Yeah, a little bit.
I'm probably gonna call him after the show and say he's wrong about Sam.
And I'm like, I take Tick Rogers' word for it.
No, I'm gonna call him and say, Tick, what? Sam is finished. Like, look, I'm gonna just go extreme. Like, Sam is probably gonna get recruited over.
He's kind of transferred at the end of this year. Yeah, after when Midland comes back, he'll never see the floor again.
I can hear him now. Oh, baby dog, you crazy?
I know. Yeah. Like, yeah.
It's over. Yeah. I heard him and Aiden are going to Georgia Southern.
Transferring out to Georgia Southern
together.
Yeah, so that was fun though, man. I did have a good time last night with
that. So do we the running back coach is not a conversation until we hire one. So
until we hire one. I mean, the names that are out there are obviously the Georgia Southern guy. A lot of people have mentioned him. Pimpleton that used to be at Fern Creek, who's out there. I think he's at
I remember him.
Yep.
Is he coordinating at St. X?
He is now. I feel like he's in college somewhere. I feel like he's somewhere in Florida. I think he would be a good hire, but the Georgia Southern guy, I mean, would be a good hire too. So yeah, but I mean, those are the two names that have kind of been tossed out there, So we'll see. I'm really okay. I'm more just like when it comes to position coaches. I trust the head coach.
I was going to ask you that. Like
Pimpleton is at Florida State.
That's what I thought. Florida State. Yeah.
So it's Dante Pimpleton. He started out at Kentucky Wesleyan for 2 years. Went to South Florida and was their running backs coach. Then I believe he came back to the high school level at that point and then went to Florida State.
Yep. Yeah, he's local. I think he would lock the city up, but if they like the Georgia Southern guy, I mean, like, I'm okay with that. Like, again, I just don't get into the position coaches. Like, that's why you hire a head coach.
That's just too much.
Yeah. I need my head coach to be able to pick those. Now, coordinators, offensive, defensive coordinator, maybe you do get a little more as fans involved, but I'm like, I'm very much, I very much just resign the fact that I'm like, okay, they know what they're talking about, or or they know this guy's going to help them get to where they're going to get.
Is there going to be a link between our quarterback coach and Malik? Like, is if Malik improves or if he doesn't improve, is it going to be a link? Like, are we going to start saying, maybe is our quarterback coach not recruiting and not developing, or is it kind of one of those things like you still head coach thing?
Yeah, it's kind of a head coach thing for me. I mean, it's. I mean, Ponce. I think Ponce has done a good job. I mean, for the most part, it's like
when you hear him talk, he's saying the things you want to hear. You want to hear from your quarterback's coach.
Yeah. So I mean, it's. I mean, I know he knows talent. I mean, to an extent. So it's like, all right, yeah. So I'm not real worried about that. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Whoever they hire, like I said, though, I'm in with.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Is that something I need to take, Brian? The last one, the very bottom.
That's what I figured.
Right.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, so that was a good conversation we had. Okay, so the big conversation of the day was.
Listen, if you want to know Mike Bush's response to us talking about him coaching, you can go to Made for the Ville stream right now. So he just gave the response.
He just answered the question, y'all.
He didn't say it was a no.
Fair enough. Okay, conversation of today. Was it more Virginia Tech? Was it more the quarterback situation? This is what you are. This is what you're gonna be moving forward. So kind of like start analyzing your team as the quarterback room.
Well, I think the Shea Wirtz was kind of the last. Okay, this is our team moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why that conversation became relevant again today, because it's like, okay, boom,
that was the last shot at a quarterback.
Well, like, just as recruits in general. I think the two Georgia Southern kids were just the final hammer. Okay, boom, we're still waiting on a couple that have extra eligibility that could be important. I don't think everyone is
decided
super important. No, I'm just saying some are going to be more important than others. But there's still a couple that maybe will make that decision to come back.
You don't think more guys are going to leave?
Oh yeah. No, I think more are going to leave out of the ones that haven't made a decision yet, then will come back. I'm just saying there might be one or two more that decide they're going to come back, but I don't think it'd be many. But I mean, there still are a couple.
No, what I'm saying is guys who thought they were just going to stay here and has the conversation like,
because we're so young. There's a lot of young guys, man. I mean, I feel like you've got opportunity. I mean, where's there not opportunity right now? I mean, even if
what if there's a nudge of, even with the opportunity, like, you might not have it.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's you as a player. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think many players are like, well, I don't have it. There's only a few Steves that walk in and see Gary Barnage and Scott Kuhn and Brio Gianacomini and go, I don't think I got it. Yeah. I don't think I got it.
You just happen to come at a bad time in the program.
I don't think
is there any like maybe
a Bonner kid come in with me too? He was sick. Look, hey, you know where he ended up transferring? Look, he was 6'5". He was 6'5", 230.
And he was even like,
yeah, he was like,
did he look at you like?
We were in the room. They were like, who was all state here? Who's first team all state? Most hands went up, but a few were down.
Right.
It's cool. Y'all ain't crap. You're like, yeah.
This is.
I've never saw a group of men that looked like Gary Barnage, Scott Kuhn, and Breno. I mean, I've never
in your life. That was the
they
biggest.
Physically looked like giants. And I'm not being funny right now. Like when they all three walked in a room together. Now imagine we're in a decent, not a huge room.
Yeah.
But when I watched those three walk in, I was like,
and they were laughing too, probably.
oh yeah, no, they're having a good time. They looked like, I can't explain it. Like they looked like giants. I was like, this is the biggest three human beings I've ever saw in my life. I mean, yeah. So it was like, you're gonna get killed. You need to start preaching the gospel, dude. Get the freak out of here. Yeah.
What if you would have just ran out the room, Steve?
I should have just pulled. I'm not supposed to be here.
Right. That's it.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to be here. Here's all this gear.
Who said? Ooh, I'm in the wrong room.
Yeah. I'm not supposed to be here. But yeah, no, it was crazy. So,
is this the Carter Junior varsity?
I know, right? but most of your scholarship players, not your little Bullitt County walk-ons, most of your scholarship players are like, this is opportunity for me.
Yeah.
And this year we do have a lot of opportunity to give. So I do think that's kind of the final. Okay, we pretty much have a roster.
Our roster together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is like roster management. Like I said, the coaches always say the biggest thing is roster management, and so yeah, like I said, if he really just starts to not like what he has, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, because his job, like, we always got to remember too, like they coaching like their job's on the line. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like
absolutely.
their reputation. So like, while we get mad and just, what are you doing? It's like, yeah, dude, like I'm out here trying to make the best team I can possibly get.
Yeah. So there's that conversation. The basketball conversation is obviously going to heat up as tomorrow, as you watch some tonight and tomorrow comes around. I do think Louisville's got a big time opportunity to stamp their name in the ACC as a potential league winner.
Also, before we get out of here, I do encourage, like, I think Brian was the one who came up with the point. Like, we didn't really give our women that Northern Kentucky pass coming off that long delay, right? They play at 2:30. So I encourage people, like, watch the women at 2:30 play UT Martin. Like, even if we're just talking like condition and layoffs, and you've seen you can compare the way Louisville looked early in the year, men and women, when you first saw them, versus after the break. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a game in the other day. Like, are you like? I kind of want to gauge. You know what I'm saying? Like, how in shape, how game shape, how do they make a big jump? Kind of getting right back to it. UT Martin. Okay, so yeah, I do encourage everybody, check out that game. 2:30. What station is that on, Brian? Or is it ACC Network?
It is ACC Network.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, yeah, I think that's about it. I don't want to drag any more extra conversations in here that we don't have. Network.
It is ACC Network.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, yeah, I think that's Matrix.
Hold on, no, I was actually listening to you guys on the stream, because when you told me to go check out Michael Bush's comment, I went to the YouTube channel Made for the Ville, and I left it up. So give me 1 second, let me pull that.
I kind of was like, you said the Matrix. I was like, is there a
glitch in Matrix?
Glitch in the Matrix?
Something's got changed.
Yeah.
How freaky was that?
It's like we're just reliving the moment. Yeah, it was like we're back.
As always.
Hey, I found out Michael